All right, no bullshit. Let's get right into why you clicked the title of this video. So I've been meaning to make this video for a very long time. David Bain, if you're watching, this is actually an inspiration from you and your comment a while back, a video I posted a while back. And it's something that a lot of people have been asking. So why am I invested in this play, and why do I remain to be convicted in this play? Now, this is going to sound very arrogant, and that is not my intention. But the fact that I am a person like me, obviously you guys don't know me, I'm a stranger to you, but I'll explain why. But a person like me, why I'm invested in this stock and in this play, you should consider yourself very lucky. I know that sounded very arrogant, so let me explain. The reason why I say that is because guys like me do not typically get wrapped up or involved in situations like this. I'm very, very, very much a traditional investor. I love my earnings. I love my free cash flow. I love my dividends. I love my blue chips, and that is the core of my portfolio. So when stuff like this, you know, the whole my friends, uncles, friends, brother-in-law said, hey, you got to get in this stock. You got to get it. Like, I did all that shit in my early 20s. I lost fucking thousands. I had so many stocks go to zero because at work, somebody's friend's uncle's brother-in-law was a geologist on this mining site, and, you know, they were going to fucking hit pay dirt, and this stock was going to just go to the fucking moon. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. If Super Chat Matt was selling the t-shirt, then I probably bought it from him back then. So the other thing is, I'm also naturally a very skeptical person. I'm very much an analytical person. If you've ever done any kind of personality test on yourself, I'm not a psychologist. I don't play one on TV. I have no background in psychology or medicine or anything like that. But I'm very interested in psychology, and I read a lot on it, especially, which I talk about on the channel a lot, is behavioral economics. How we perform and how we react to things, especially when it comes to money and things like investing. So I'm very much interested in that topic and that subject of study. And I'm very much an analytical person. So I'm naturally skeptical. And when AMC came onto my radar, I'm going to give a shout out to my boy, my real life friend, not my internet friend. This is my boy, love this guy to fucking death, man. Him and I go way back. He's taught me so much. Real Deal McSqueal. You've probably seen him down in the comments. When he brought this play to my attention, I was like, bro, like, fuck off with that shit. I was following at the time, so he brought it to my attention in January 2021. Well, I had, of course, as an investor, an observer of the market, I had been watching what was going on with the meme stocks and all the frenzy. At the time, it was mostly GME. And I thought, I want nothing to fucking do with that. Because like I said, I'm very much a traditional investor. I'm very much fundamentals. Like, I love my earnings. I love that type of shit. Technical analysis, I don't do any technical analysis. I shouldn't say that. I do a little bit. The only technical analysis that I care about are two, and that is moving averages. So the 50-day, the 200, or so the 50-day, the 100, and the 200-day moving averages. I like to look at that, and RSI. So I got cut off again. I had to clear some storage on my phone. So what I was saying is, moving averages and the RSI, the relative strength index. Is the stock overbought? Is it oversold? Or is it neutral? Those are the only two technical analysis indicators that I really care about. So being a very fundamental investor, very traditionalist investor, the GME thing, I didn't get involved in it at all. Full disclosure, I own no GME shares. I've never owned a GME share in my life. And the reason for that is because when I looked at GME, yeah, okay, you know what? There's some DD here. There's some support to the claim of it possibly mooning, possibly short squeezing. But I asked myself, do I want to own this stock if it doesn't squeeze? And the answer was an absolute no. I did not believe in the company, in the fundamentals, and in the story. I thought it was basically a dying business model, basically a Blockbuster, right? And we all know what happened to Blockbuster. There's only one store remaining, I think it's Oregon. So I didn't want to own it if it didn't squeeze. So I never got involved in it. When AMC was brought to my attention, I was like, okay, you know what? This I can get on board with. Yes, there's and at the time in January 2021, there was a very real risk that the company was going to go bankrupt, it was going to go to fucking zero, and the short sellers were going to win. And me being very analytical, like, again, guys, my allocation of my portfolio that is attributed to things like this. So I call them speculative plays, gambles, dare I say, is very, very small. I thought, you know what, with this one, you know what, whatever. I'll take a stab at it, right? Stock was cheap, and I didn't care if it's, at the time anyways, I didn't care if it squeezed or not, because I was comfortable holding this stock whether it's squeezed or not, because the way I looked at it was, well, you know what, it's been beat to crap, absolutely been beat to crap. Obviously the pandemic did a lot to do with that. Excuse me, the thought of it, or the potential of it going bankrupt, obviously did a lot to do with that. And I thought, hey, you know what, I'm willing to take this gamble, because what I could see at the time was the pandemic was, we were seeing relief, we were seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and I saw it just like just like Carnival and just like the cruise lines and just like the airlines. I saw AMC as an opportunity that post-pandemic there could be a huge surge, kind of what happened in the 20s, right? The Roaring 20s is when people were all locked up and put away and masking and staying out of sight and social distancing, all that crap from people. There was a massive surge because people were over it, they were tired of it, so they started living their lives again. And I saw that with AMC. I thought, you know what, post-pandemic, I think there's going to be, people are going to be sick and tired of sitting on the couch streaming Netflix, Disney Plus, or like whatever the fuck you're into. So I thought, you know what, they're gonna drive back to the theaters, and it's going to be healthy for the stock. So I saw it as a play of, you know what, if I buy this thing at $4 or $5 like I did at the time, post-pandemic, it could be a $15, $20 stock again, and I'm cool with that. However, if it squeezes, that's ultra cool. So that's why I entered the stock. That's why I initially invested into it. I understand market fundamentals, and I understand how market operation works quite a bit, but it wasn't until I really got into the thick of this thing that I was like, whoa, you know what? There's way more corruption here than I ever imagined possible. And that's what really got me interested. And that's when I started doing, obviously I watched a lot of people. I did, watch a lot of their DD, but I started doing a lot of my own DD. And I was like, holy shit, this thing could actually happen. Like, this could actually rip. This could actually be a short squeeze play. So that got me really excited. And I started adding to my position, because I no longer thought that, you know what, this has nothing to do with fundamentals anymore. This has nothing to do with post-pandemic play. This shit is real. The corruption and everything that's going on is absolutely real. The short interest, utilization rate, the days to cover, all that kind of stuff. It actually made a lot of sense. So that gets me to the point of, why do I stay invested in this stock? What is my conviction? It's just that, like, I'm not going to sit here and give you any new DD that hasn't already been done. It's all been done. It's all been said. We know right now the short interest it's almost as high as it's ever been. I think it's higher than it's ever been, actually. It's like 20-some%. That is why I remain convicted and absolutely convinced that we have a real shot at squeezing. And again, I say that very lightly. I don't say this arrogantly, but you guys should consider yourselves lucky that a guy like me, who is naturally extremely skeptical, I'm very analytical, I research the heck out of things before I make a decision. The fact that I am still involved in this, the fact that I'm invested in this, and the fact that I remain convicted in this being a very real possibility, I think that speaks. Obviously, you don't know anything about me, but just take my word for it. I think it speaks volumes, and I think it speaks a lot of weight to this play. So that is ultimately my conviction, why I stay, is this thing has not run its course yet. We have not seen the final act yet. And I'm very excited and patiently waiting for that day to potentially come. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. The only, as we know in life, the only thing guaranteed is paying your taxes. Well, you don't even really have to do that. Actually, you can run if you want, but death is 100% guaranteed. So this thing is not guaranteed 100%. However, when I look at everything, I'm like, you know what? This makes a lot of sense. There is a very real possibility for this to happen. And again, a guy like me to think that and believe that, like, to my fucking core, in my soul, it's not easy for me to say that. I don't easily get swept up in this type of stuff. That's all I got. What do you guys think? Are you still in this? Are you still convicted? I sure hope you are, because we have not seen the end yet. This thing is still very much in play. There's still a lot of shit going on. And I think, again, not financial advice, not a financial planner, blah, 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 but we have not seen this thing come full circle yet. And I think it's very much worth waiting to see if and when that'll happen. Don't you? Let me know in the comments below. Peace.